identify with. They work for a magazine, pretend it's a website, and they don't know whether or not they're reaching their customers, pretend we're talking about their fans, and they're debating whether or not, some of the people are debating whether or not you need more words or more pictures. Trust me, I worked for the News Journal for 20 years, and that debate has gone on in my lifespan. After that show is performed, those cast members will join us in the audience, and then the other cast will come out, and they'll be performing a play called The Faithful Futility, which is a shorter play, very contemporary, about a man who has decided to remove his entire Facebook identity. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the experience, and certainly to hang around and to chat with whomever you are, whatever reason you have for being here. Because they will be, it's fairly simple. If after both plays are done, the class is ended, and they're welcome to hang with their fans. All right. Thank you, and curtain.
Why are you writing?
Because I'm a writer.
I thought you said there wasn't going to be another issue of The People.
I'm writing.
Well, there's a lady out there. She wants to see you. She has a suitcase.
What's in it?
She wants to see the editor.
All right.
This is the office of the people?
Mm-hmm.
I came to see the author of those wonderful words
Which wonderful words.
about moving toward the beautiful distances.
Oh, those are Mr. Will's wonderful words.
Could I see him?
He's not here yet. He just back from California. Won't be at the office till a little later.
You mean he's just ridden across the country?
Yes, a long trip. He was very disturbed over the phone.
Oh no, I think you're mistaken.
Anything you care to see me about?
I could see him a little later, couldn't I?
Yes, if it's important. Of course, he'll be very busy.
It is important. At least, yes, it is important.
Very well then. Later in the morning.
I will stand out on the street and watch the people go by. There's so many of them. Do you often stand by and watch them?
No, madam. Not often. I'm too busy editing a magazine about them.
Of course you're busy. You help edit this magazine?
I'm associate editor of The People.
That is a wonderful thing for you, and you so young. Does Mr. Wills write in this room?
That's his chair.
It must be a wonderful thing to write in the same room with him.
Well, I don't know. Perhaps it's a wonderful thing for him too. I'm Omar, the poet.
It would be beautiful to be a poet. I will come back later.
Just leave this if you're not going to be using it in the meantime.
Thank you. I see that you are a kind young man.
That's not the general opinion.
I wonder why it is that the general opinion is so often wrong.
I don't quite understand that one.
If this magazine can't go on, I ought to know. I can get a job at the Evening World. Can it go on?
I don't see how it can, but many times I haven't seen how it could, and it did. Doubtless it will go on, and we will see days so much worse than these that we will say, oh, good old days.
But can it pay salaries?
Oh no, I think not. But we must work because we love our work.
And we must eat because we love our food.
You'll know soon, but it doesn't look like Ed got any money on his trip. He was very snappish over the phone. I think he's giving it up this time.
But I don't want to give it up.
It's not what we want, it's what the people want. And there aren't enough of them who wants us.
I'll tell you what the people want. We should leave more space to pictures and less to stupid reading matter.
We have given too much expensive white paper to pictures and too less to reading matter, especially for our poetry. That's where the fault lies.
I'll tell you where the fault lies, right here. Everyone plugging in their own thing and not caring as a whole.
I'll tell you where the fault lies. Here, the editor-in-chief, returning from a long trip, and the first golden words that fall from his lips are words of censure of his faithful subordinates.
Howard.
Rotten. I hate sleeping hard. I always get a cold.
Any luck?
What's the word?
I've heard that you may have to discontinue.
It may seem we might as well.
Now just let me tell you what the trouble has been and how you can remedy it. The people has been afraid of being serious, but you deal with ideas and you must do it soberly. There's a place for a good earnest journal protest, but all this levity, this fooling,
Ed, I came in to see you and to say I hope the news I'm hearing isn't true.
If it's bad, it's true.
Well, it's an awful pity, but you've been too damn serious. A lighter touch, that's what the people need. You're as heavy as mud. You should try a little longer, along more frivolous lines. I was in the building and I just ran in to tell you what I think the problem is personally, and to fix it myself.
Don't be foolish. If you made the people about jokes, how would anyone ever want to take you seriously again? If you made the people about jokes, the readers will just consider you to be jokes.
If you take yourself as a joke, no one will think you're trying to be better than yourself. If you take yourself too seriously, they might think you have to be joking.
If we had as many subscribers as we have people to tell us what's the matter with us,
Too damn bourgeois. You should print them to cover every magazine. To hell with the bourgeoisie pigs.
But they're such good entertainment. Keep them around like the village idiots. We all can use a good laugh from them once in a while.
It's even easier to laugh at them from under our heels.
The trouble with the magazine is efficiency. You can't be serious.
You got any better idea, Bub?
No, let's not solve our problem with hostility, as that will only end in certain between us.
Dear God, there's so many things that I'm not there right now.
It should be carelessly done, and it will be perfectly done. It should be less definite, and it will have more definiteness. You should not know what is it you want, and then you will find what you're after. And what you should be after is a serious approach.
That sounds serious. Lee boring. Get the humor in there.
A little humor is perfect, as long as it comes at the expense of those filthy swine.
you talk as if we hadn't been a success. But just last night, I heard of a woman in Brownsville who puts the people under her bed, so her husband won't know she's reading it.
Success cannot be measured by the height of a stack of paper on their bed.
If you had been a success, you would have fired that woman with so much courage, she would have proudly propped the people on her pillow.
It was my pictures that even got us under the bed.
I was definitely told it's my last talk with God. Put us under the bed.
Can you not see? She put you under the bed because you yourselves have made concessions to the bourgeoisie. Cows, geese.
It should print more pictures.
It must print more
It
poetry.
should be more serious.
It should be more frivolous.
The big picture cannot be seen because too many are busy looking at their own craft.
The big picture clouds the masses. Surely you can see that.
Is this the office of the people?
No, this is Lord Casella.
Oh, you're joking. You know, I wondered about that. Whether you would joke here? I thought you would. I came to see the editor. I want to tell him.
So many people are telling me so many different things. Can you tell me yours later, please?
Yes. Of course, there must be many important things people have to tell you.
Well, many.
Speaking for the artists, I just want to say,
Speaking for the writers, I wish to say before we go
A
further,
more serious approach.
A lighter touch.
Speaking for the anarchists.
Speaking for the truth.
So the people have all these bills to pay today.
You could pay your bill if you're afraid to be serious.
You can pay your bills if you weren't afraid to be happy.
A more earnest approach would save the people.
A lighter touch would turn the trick.
To hell with the bourgeoisie, pigs.
Efficiency has put out the spark.
Well, sparks may be good and now, but may I, in the name of efficiency, ask it does not belong here? May retire so we may go on with our work?
There will be greater efficiency in your work, in our remaining. There will be farm. You've lacked farm.
You have lacked courage, you donkeys!
You know what, Leo? It'll be illuminating to hear you go on through the animal kingdoms with toads and crocodiles. But the animal kingdom is large, and we have work to do.
You've lacked form in your work. By form, I do not mean what you think I mean. I mean the particular significance of the insignificant, which is fundamental.
We can't understand. Why tell us?
No, you can't understand.
Listen.
What's the matter with our friends?
well, to be or not to be, I guess it's up to you, Ed.
To be or not to be simply not a question in this case, but rather to raise ourselves to the utmost high of who we want to be, and that will surely reveal to us who we are to be.
Oh, thank you for your particularly helpful insight, philosopher. Now please, be on your way.
Now, I know it's my fault. But what would you have me going on for? to make a few more people like our dear friends that just left us? I think we could best do society by not doing that. Precisely what do we do, besides getting under the bed in Bronxville? Now and then something particularly right is put on us. But we have a story to get a rise from these few people. But in the end, we don't change anything.
We have another hope, and we're going to express ourselves so simply, so truly that we be expressing the people.
Ah, the people. I look through them all over this continent. Through little farms, towns, and cities. They're like toys that you wind up a little bit. Right? They have no expression on their face. You could topple them over. But now and then, something ridiculous thing just happened. And I realized that we'd be giving our lives to the people. The Journal of the Social Revolution. Well, you can cut the subtitle out because the social revolution is dead.
This is a long way from what you thought a year ago. You had a vision then.
You can't keep visions in this office. It's easy enough to believe something beautiful about the human race when none of it's around. The crazy thing about doing something good for your fellow man is that you can do it with a few of them. But that's not fair. We care. Even Omar cares. Well, he hasn't been working the way he has been. But precisely what does our caring come to? It hasn't connected anything. And God knows it hasn't done anything beautiful for us. There's something rather pathetic about us.
Or is it merely ridiculous?
Let me read you something, Ed. This is our chance, and we take it like a child who comes from a dark room to a sunny hillside, and finding a hole, crawls until after the sun is set. I want that child to know the sun is shining upon us all. I wish I had pipes to call that child to the beauty outdoors. I, myself, could see further if the child were seeing at all. Perhaps I can call you. You have dreamed. Move. Move from the things that hold you back. If you move, others will move. Come, now, before the sun goes down. You wrote that, Ed.
Yes, I wrote it. And you know why I wrote it? I wrote it because I swore to Omar that I would write something to make Omar feel ashamed.
I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true. Maybe you think that's why you wrote it, but it's not the reason. You wrote it because it's the living truth. It moved in you. You had to say it.
Who are you?
I'm one of the people. I have lived a long way off. But I heard that call, and I had to come.
I come too. I'm from Georgia. I read it, and I didn't want to stay in the family business. I read what you wrote. A woman who had stopped in an automobile left it, and I said to myself, I'm nothing but an oyster myself, asleep in my bed. Guess I'll come to life. I want something different, something bigger, something more like this. I heard about your not being able to sell your paper on the newsstands just because lots of people don't want anything different and bigger. I said to myself, I'll sell the paper. I'll go on the streets and sell it myself. And I got so excited about it that I didn't even wait for the dance. There was a dance that night, and my girl.
You didn't even wait for the dance.
The idealists are calling upon all the intellectuals and calling them.
What are you here for?
Well, for the rest of it.
The rest of what?
The rest of what you got.
This is awkward for it.
Give it to us.
Give you what?
The rest of it.
I haven't got anything to give.
Well, you made us think you had. You let us.
Very awkward.
And you have. If you hadn't would have give, you wouldn't have given that. You said, I call to you. You who dream, and dreaming know, and know and care. Well, two more of us are here. We came because you made us want something that we didn't have. You made us want it so bad, we had to move the way we thought was toward it, before the sun goes down.
We thought people here had light, something different, something bigger.
Perhaps you'd better go, poor Ed.
Omar, shut up, please.
I know you'll give it to us.
Give you what?
What you have for the people. What you made us know we need.
You should have called personally. I think you should have sent in your needs by mail.
Omar, please just act like you have a soul, please.
I believe Omar has both a soul and a heart. But you're not just going to let us go away again, are you? He gave up his oyster bed, didn't even wait for the dance. I gave up my tombstone.
Your...
Yes, tombstone. It has always been a saying in my family. He won't even have a stone to mark his grave. They said it so much and so solemnly that I started to believe it meant something. I sew, plain sewing. But I've often said to myself, well, at least you'll have a stone to mark your grave. Then there was a guy in the town giving a speech to the miners. I live in a town in Idaho. And he had your magazine. And he left it in the store, and the storekeeper said to me, when I went in for some thread, here, you like to read. Won't you take this? If some folks in town see me with it, they'll think I'm not all I should be. He meant the cover.
That was my cover.
So I took it home, and that night when my work was done, I read your wonderful words. They're like spring. If you've ever lived in dry country, you'll know what I mean. And they made me realize that my tombstone was dead, well, as dead as a tombstone. So I needed something to take its place.
Come, talk to him. Tell him about it. Come on, Omar.
As long as there seems to be much uncertainty about this, perhaps I'd better telegraph Father. You see, the folks there don't know where I am. I just came.
He didn't even wait for the dance.
I'll be glad to sell the papers. Here, shall I take some of these? These? No, I'll stop and talk to someone on the street. That's why I'm selling them.
You can't do that. You'd be arrested.
Let him sell them. What's the difference about the wall when you have the right idea?
The right idea has given us enough trouble already. Let's just go to the cafeteria and talk about it, because I don't think this is a good place to talk about it. Yeah, just go.
I'm sorry for you.
Why?
Because you have the brain to say those things, but not the spirit to believe them. I have something you haven't got. Because I know what you said was true.
Please just sit down, please.
No, I'll go. I don't know why I should be disappointed. I suppose it's unfair to ask you to be as big as the truth you saw. Why should I expect you would be?
Now I guess you're regretting your tombstone now.
No. It was a beautiful ride across the country. To see all the people, the train moving along, seemed to make something move in me. I thought of your words. I thought of how you call your paper a journal of the social revolution. And I got to thinking, this is the social revolution. Knowing your tombstone doesn't matter. Seeing, that's the social revolution.
Seeing.
A plain, dark trees off at the edge. Against those trees, a little house and a big barn. A flat piece of land fenced in. Stubble, furrows, a city so still it seemed dead. Trees, like hopes that have been given up. Graveyards on hills, they come so fast. I first got to thinking of them because of my tombstone, but then I got to thinking of the people who spend their whole lives near where they are now. There's something in the thought of them, like cows standing around a barnyard pump. So still, so patient, kind of hurts. And their pleasures? A flat field fenced in. Your great words carried me to other great words. I got to thinking of Lincoln and what he had said to a few of the dead. I said it over and over again. I said things and didn't know the meaning of them until I had said them. I said the truth, the truth, the truth that opens from our lives like water opens from the rocks. And then I knew what the truth was. Let us here highly resolve that those who have died have not died in vain. I mean all of them. Let life become what it may become, so beautiful that everything in back of us is worth everything it costs.